you ever heard a powerful rock song and assumed the band behind it had to be a group of men, only to discover it was actually an all-female band? For many years, rock music was seen as a male-dominated world, yet a number of female groups stepped onto the stage and proved they could rock just as hard. Some started with little recognition, but eventually gained worldwide attention. Today, we are counting down 15 all-female rock bands that went from underrated beginnings to global fame and lasting influence. Number 1. The Runaways. In the mid-1970s, rock music was still dominated by male bands. Then a teenage group from Los Angeles burst onto the scene with loud guitars and fearless energy. That band was the Runaways.
Daddy, hello, Mom.
Formed by drummer Sandy West and guitarist Joan Jett, the band quickly gained attention for their rebellious image and powerful performances. Their lineup also included Cherie Currie and future guitar star Lita Ford. Although the band lasted only a few years, their influence was enormous. The Runaways helped prove that women could step onto the rock stage and deliver the same raw power as any band of the era. But before their rise, another female band had already begun earning respect in the rock world. Number 2. Fanny. Before most listeners had heard of an all-female rock band, a pioneering group called Fanny was already making waves in the early 1970s. Formed by sisters June and Jean Millington, the band impressed audiences with strong musicianship and confident live performances. They wrote their own songs and played their own instruments at a time when that was rare for female performers. Fanny became one of the first all-female rock bands signed to a major record label and earned praise from fellow musicians.
Now get them good and hot.
As rock music continued evolving, another band would soon capture the attention of a younger generation.
Stop myself out of control. Get over here, no time.
Number 3. The Go-Go's. In the early 1980s, MTV began transforming the music industry. Right at the center of that change was a vibrant band called the Go-Go's. Originally emerging from the Los Angeles punk scene, the group blended punk energy with catchy pop melodies. Their lineup featured Belinda Carlisle, Jane Wiedlin, Charlotte Caffey, Kathy Valentine, and Gina Schock. Their success helped them become one of the most popular bands of the decade. The Go-Go's also made history as the first all-female band writing and performing their own songs to reach the top of the Billboard album chart. But another band would soon become one of the most recognizable acts of the decade. Number 4. The Bangles. During the mid-1980s, another Los Angeles band began appearing everywhere on radio and television. That band was the Bangles. Led by Susanna Hoffs, along with sisters Vicki and Debbie Peterson, the group blended bright guitar melodies with strong vocal harmonies. Their sound was influenced by classic 1960s pop and rock.
Do you stand? Do you feel the
The Bangles quickly rose to international fame and became one of the defining pop rock bands of the MTV era. Are you enjoying this video? If you are, please hit the like button. I'd sincerely appreciate it.
6 o'clock already, I was just in the middle of a dream.
But long before the MTV era, another female band had already been performing in the garage rock scene. Number 5. The Pleasure Seekers. Long before many famous female rock bands appeared, a garage rock group from Detroit was already performing with confidence. That band was the Pleasure Seekers. Formed during the 1960s, the band included sisters Susie and Patty Quattro. At a time when female musicians were rarely seen playing instruments in rock bands, they were already writing songs and performing live. Although the group never achieved major national success, their performances helped shape the Detroit rock scene. Susie Quattro later became an international rock star as a solo artist. And as rock music continued evolving, another female band would soon emerge from a completely different underground movement. Number 6. The Pandoras. During the early 1980s, Los Angeles saw the rise of a musical movement known as the Paisley Underground. Inspired by the sounds of 1960s garage rock and psychedelic music, several new bands began reviving that classic style. Among them was an all-female group called the Pandoras. Led by singer and guitarist Paula Pierce, the band quickly became a favorite in the Los Angeles underground club scene. Their music combined vintage garage rock energy with modern attitude. Although they never achieved major commercial success, the Pandoras became an important part of the garage rock revival movement. But across the Atlantic, another female band was making waves in the growing heavy metal scene. Number 7. Girlschool.
How could I carry on? Felt so empty inside.
In the late 1970s, a powerful band from London emerged during the rise of the new wave of British heavy metal. That band was Girlschool. The lineup included Kim McAuliffe, Kelly Johnson, Enid Williams, and Denise Dufour. Their music was loud, fast, and energetic, fitting perfectly alongside bands that defined the metal movement of the era.
All you gave me were promises, nothing better than...
Girlschool gained wider attention after touring with the legendary band Motorhead and quickly built a strong fan base. Oh, by the way, I will be posting more videos like this, so please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you do not miss the next video. Okay, on to the next. But another British band would soon challenge expectations in a completely different rock scene. Number 8. The Slits.
Where is the sun? Where is the world?
In the late 1970s, the punk rock movement was exploding across London. Amid that rebellious environment, an all-female band called the Slits began gaining attention. Formed by vocalist Ari Up and guitarist Viv Albertine, the band developed a sound that blended punk with reggae and experimental influences. Their raw performances and fearless attitude quickly set them apart. The Slits became known for challenging expectations about what female musicians could do on stage. Their influence reached far beyond punk music and helped inspire future generations of alternative and indie artists. But the rock world still had more female bands ready to leave their mark. Number 9. Vixen. During the 1980s, Los Angeles became the center of the glam metal explosion. Among the many bands chasing success, one all-female group stood out. That band was Vixen. Originally formed in Minnesota before moving to Los Angeles, the band built a reputation for strong vocals and polished guitar-driven rock. Their lineup eventually included Janet Gardner, Jan Kuhnemund, Cher Ross, and Roxy Petrucci. Vixen gained significant attention during the late 1980s and became one of the most recognized female hard rock bands of the era. Do you think Vixen proved that female bands could compete with the biggest glam metal acts? If you agree, comment yes below. But decades earlier, another band had already been performing during the psychedelic rock era. Number 10. Rock Goddess. In the early 1980s, the new wave of British heavy metal continued producing powerful new bands. Among them was an all-female trio called Rock Goddess. Formed in London by sisters Jodie Turner and Julie Turner, along with bassist Tracy Lamb, the band quickly gained attention for their aggressive guitar sound and energetic performances. Rock Goddess became one of the few female bands associated with the British metal movement and earned respect from metal fans. Although they never achieved the commercial success of some peers, their music helped prove that women could stand confidently within the heavy metal scene. But long before heavy metal took over, another female band had already appeared during the psychedelic rock explosion.
Will this be my salvation?
Number 11. Ace of Cups. During the late 1960s, San Francisco became one of the most creative music scenes in the world. In the middle of that psychedelic explosion, an all-female band called Ace of Cups began attracting attention.
That my heart would be.
Formed in 1967, the group became part of the famous Haight-Ashbury music community. They shared stages with well-known artists and gained respect for their musicianship and energetic performances.
And when I thought that
Although the band never released a full album during their early years, their music was later rediscovered by new generations of listeners.
up again.
But another female band would soon appear with a very different style and message.
Cross my heart that our love can be everything you want it to be.
Number 12. Bertha. Around the same time, in the late 1960s, another female rock band began building a reputation in California. That group was Bertha.
Talk of your silly rules. I want you to do.
The band blended blues rock, hard rock, and touches of funk into their sound. Their lineup included Rosemary Butler, along with several talented musicians who brought strong instrumental skills to the stage.
Gotta run away with the
In the early 1970s, Bertha released an album and began touring internationally. At a time when female musicians were rarely seen leading rock bands, they proved women could perform with the same power and confidence as anyone else. But another band would soon emerge with music connected to the changing social climate of the 70s.
You will pay for all.
Number 13, the Deadly Nightshade. In the early 1970s, American music was reflecting a time of major social change. During this period, a trio called the Deadly Nightshade began blending rock, folk, and pop influences. The group featured Ann Bowen, Pamela Brandt, and Helen Hook. Their songs often reflected themes connected to social awareness and cultural change. The band released their debut album in the middle of the decade and received strong praise from critics. While they never became a massive commercial act, their thoughtful songwriting earned lasting respect. But another band would soon gain attention for one of the most unusual stories in rock history.
And I start to worry.
Number 14, the Shaggs.
Why do I feel away?
Few bands in rock history have a story quite like the Shaggs. Formed in New Hampshire during the late 1960s, the band consisted of sisters Dot, Betty, and Helen Wiggin. Encouraged by their father, the sisters recorded an album even though they had little musical experience. At first, many listeners were confused by the unusual sound. Over time, however, the album developed a cult following. Musicians and collectors later praised its originality and sincerity.
Why do I feel away?
Today, the Shaggs are remembered as one of the most unique and talked about cult bands in rock history. But one more band still remains on our list. Number 15, Phantom Blue.
Bring it down, come and take it from me.
By the late 1980s, heavy metal had become one of the biggest forces in rock music. During that era, an all-female band called Phantom Blue began gaining attention in the metal community.
My misery.
Formed in Los Angeles, the band built a reputation for strong musicianship and impressive guitar playing. Their lineup included several talented performers who impressed fans of technical metal. Although they never achieved massive mainstream fame, Phantom Blue earned respect among metal listeners around the world. Their music helped demonstrate once again that women could perform heavy metal with the same skill and intensity as any band.
My misery. So
Those were 15 all-female rock bands that went from underrated beginnings to global recognition and influence. Each of these groups proved that talent, passion, and determination matter far more than expectations. Some achieved major commercial success, while others built devoted cult followings that lasted for decades. Now, we would love to hear from you. Out of these 15 bands, how many did you already know? And which one surprised you the most? Leave your answer in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Retro Rewind music countdowns.